Hi mom, hi dad. Hey you, how you doing? I'm still alive, and this is what the fuck happened in Romania last week. I know this first video might be a bit too long, so we prepare thumbnails below so you can jump to the part in which you want. So go ahead and use them if you want. If not, enjoy my company. New year, new me, right? At the end of the year, we all promise ourselves the same thing, that we will leave our old mistakes behind, and this time we will start doing things right. That what's in the past is in the past, and now we move forward. Well, for Romania, that might not be the case. You see, at the end of 2021, Romania was in a bit of a political mess. You had a lot of things going on. You had and so in all that mess, nobody really wanted to tell the people, look, you're gonna have to stay inside. You cannot see your family and friends during Christmas or during New Year's. So what did they decide to do? No restrictions during the holidays. No restriction during Christmas, no restrictions during New Year's. You can go out, you can be with your friends, no mask, no nothing. And now, what happened? Just 1 month after, we can see the results of that. Just 3 days after the start of 2022, the health minister of Romania warned that the infection rate will increase during mid-January and will accelerate a lot. He said that this new Omicron wave might be twice as big as the previous one and that around 800,000 people might get infected. And damn boy, he was right. If you've been looking around, this spreads like crazy. It looks like we're in an Oprah show. Just 1 day after he gave his interview, 3,900 cases were confirmed. The day before, when he was giving this interview, 1,700 approximately confirmed. It was a huge start at the end of the year because that was the highest number since last November. But that was just the beginning. The next day, 4,900 cases were reported, and the next 2 days after that, so on the 6th and on the 7th of January, more than 6,000 cases per day were being recorded. So you can see things were going up and it was not stopping there. At this point, the health minister spoke again, but just to say the obvious, the thing we already know. He said that the fifth wave is almost here, it's already here, we're already on it. And yes, we already knew that. At this point, Cluj, Timiș and Iași were the most affected counties, and of course Bucharest had 1/5 of the cases in the country. In an attempt to slow down the spread of the new wave, they took a couple of measurements. Starting with the 8th of January, we were no longer allowed to use cool textile masks. We were only allowed to use the boring Grey's Anatomy style of chirurgical masks, or FFPs as they are known. On top of that, 2 days after, they said, we are gonna start restricting the places where you can go. Bars, venues, restaurants, 50% occupation rate if the infection rate is between 1 and 3. But if it's higher than 3, they reduce it to 30%. And on top of that, regardless of how things were, they said at 10, everything has to close. They imposed some type of curfew. The relief these measures brought was very low in a country in which the vaccination campaign has not been that successful. Romania is very low on the ranking of EU countries regarding vaccination, and it's so low and so bad that it failed to use the vaccines that it received through the European program. And we're not talking about a couple hundred vaccines or thousands, we're talking millions. According to media reports quoting the German health minister, Germany bought 5 million doses of Pfizer vaccines from Romania. Still, the Romanian government is decided to keep on pushing vaccination, and they reduced the booster period from 6 months to 4 months, and now kids, starting on January 16, can be vaccinated. Of course, kids need parental consent in order to get vaccinated. We started the year with an average of 6,000 cases per day, and we ended up with an average of 30,000 cases per day. Things are not looking good for Romania right now. But enough with COVID, because it's not the only thing that will be increasing in Romania. As we know, at the end of the year and the start of a new one, a lot of economical projections and reports are made. And I'm not an economics major, nor I intend to be, but I think there are 2 things you really need to focus on: electricity and inflation rate. Romania continues to be the EU member country with the highest rate of home ownership. Slightly 90% of Romanians own their house in 2020, in comparison with an average of 70% in other EU countries. So, those 19% of Romanians last year could choose to change their electricity providers. They could choose to go with one of the new ones that were in the free market that was liberated in January. If you are one of those Romanians that choose to change the supplier, I have a bit of bad news for you. If you're still getting your energy from the old suppliers like Enel or E.ON, they have increased their prices. But the good thing is that you will not see it until April. There's a subsidy from the government in place right now. The prices have increased, but you don't feel it. But in April, that subsidy will be gone and the prices will increase for you. But don't worry, you're not the only one getting screwed. Because if you did choose to change, the prices are also going to increase. The contracts that were signed at that moment with the new suppliers had a price that was too low for what the market is right now. So they will increase too. But don't worry, you also have a bit of time because the contracts had a fixed price for 12 months that ends around spring, but after spring you will start to see the prices increasing too. But perhaps not all is lost for Romanian households. In the middle of January, the Minister of Justice informed that he asked the General Prosecutor to look into this energy situation, and I quote, "Take the necessary measurements to prevent and combat crimes associated with increase of energy bills." Most likely, according to the statements published in the website of the Ministry of Justice, they will try to frame this investigation in the following: fraud, abuse of office, unfair competition, and organized criminal group. Which, in my opinion, is a bit ironic coming from a politician to say that companies raising their prices are an organized criminal group. Because at least the companies give me a service, but politicians raise their salaries and they keep on charging more and more money. But I will let you fill in that one. For example, on January 10th, the Permanent Electoral Authority of Romania informed how much money is it going to give the different political parties for this year, for their actions, their promotions and their campaigns. In total, the parties received 3.6 million euros only for this year. We will see what they do with that, because this big political funding comes in the middle of the second topic I wanted to discuss, that is inflation. Banca Transilvania estimates that this year the Romanian economy will grow 5.2%. In nominal terms, Romania's GDP will reach 266 billion euros this year, from 241 billion euros past year. For 2023, the numbers are even higher. Nevertheless, the Romanian Social Democrat Minister of Finance, warned of a new wave of inflation this year. The Romanian National Bank said that the inflation rate is expected to be higher than what they estimated in November, and it's going to be increasing towards the beginning of the year, and it's going to peak around June at 8.6%. But then you will have a slow decrease towards the end of the year. In general terms, what it means is bank rates will also go high. In case you are wondering how come the GDP of the country is increasing and the economy is going to grow and at the same time we're going to have inflation rate, well, actually it's very simple, the situation. The GDP stands for Gross Domestic Product, which means is the value of everything that is produced in the country. This includes goods and services, and whatever the country produces, all of that is taken into account, and that's the number of the GDP. But just because a country is producing more and is generating more money, that doesn't mean that that money is distributed equally. It might just mean that the richer are getting richer and the poorer are getting poorer. So it's not something we need to take on its own, and we need to really see the big picture. So we have to be careful. In the description below, you can check a video from the International Monetary Fund that they did on this topic. Trust me, I know they tend to be boring, but this one is fast and it's actually entertaining and informative. So, with this bright future ahead, it's not strange that many Romanians will seek better opportunities ahead. According to a report from United Nations, the population of Romania is going to decrease significantly in the upcoming years. In less than 100 years, the population of Romania will decrease by 7 million. It will only have 11.9 million inhabitants or residents. I personally think this might have to do something with the unrealistic regulations that the president enacted on digital nomads. We know that Romania is a great country for digital working because you have low prices of housing, low prices to rent cars, the food is quite okay. I don't particularly like chorba, but the food is okay. And also you have one of the best internet speeds in Europe. But the new regulations, if you're not European or you don't have from a country that doesn't need a visa, are a bit complex. To be eligible for the new digital nomad program, you have to meet a lot of requisites, but the most relevant one is related to income. In order to be eligible, you have to earn at least 3 times more than the average gross salary in Romania, which stands around at 6,000 lei per month. This means you would have to earn at least 18,000 lei a month in order to be eligible for the program. Doesn't mean you're gonna get it. Now, if we think of the IT sector, which is the highest paid sector in Romania, and we look at the average salary, we see that not even them can access to this program in their own country if they wanted to. So you see the problem here. The president decided to set up a working group to fight climate change in Romania and to have an integrated approach to the subject. On top of that, 4 companies won the tender program to develop an integrated air quality plan in Bucharest. The plan will take almost 12 months, but it's a good start. They will analyze and review the situation of the pollution in Bucharest, which is one of its highest problems. The annual cost of air pollution in Bucharest is over 6.3 billion euros. So there's still hope for the future. If you're going out, remember to wear the chirurgical masks, and if you're staying inside, turn off the lights. You don't want a huge bill. In case you like classical music, the Classics Festival will take place on a hybrid format from February 13 to February 19. You can get more info on the link below. That's all for this first edition. Stay safe, stay home, or go outside and take care. See you next week, month, who knows. Bye mom, bye dad, bye you. This was what the fuck happened in Romania last month. Oh, okay. We start whenever I want? Okay. Okay. Here we cut and I go to see. Okay. No, again. No, just fucking shit, I'm tempted. You're moving the camera. I got lost. I think I said the wrong number. Yes, you got that. Okay, just so you have that. On all the I'm looking at the thing. No! Don't laugh!
It's so hard.
Yes. No, I'm not even know what I have to say. Yeah, fix that, that's not necessary. No, low impact. Don't have the. Okay. No. I want to reach the. It's a complex sentence. I will do it again. I hate this sentence.
Read this practice.
No. You got it? Cameraman is sleeping. I will start again. From the highest. Yeah. Eon. I keep on looking down very fast. Oh no! Reflection wave. This wave. Why do I say wave? Because I wrote wave. Of an it's not informed one. I'm laughing now. The Romanian Minister of Finance. Why do you blink? Shit. We can put like something below. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I hate this. We think. I think. We or I think. I.
It's one guy talking to another guy.
Yeah. Okay. I changed it a bit. Okay. Doctor is okay. From. Let me check. No, that was fake. I actually researched how the cost of pollution, and it's really complex how to calculate it.
For health and stuff?
Yes, it's health, it's people that die, people that have health problems because you have pollution and other things. It's actually...
So there is a logic to it.
Yeah, if people die sooner or they get sick or whatever, you have to pay for all the things.
And they don't produce.
And they don't produce. Yes.
But in the time I edit,
yes.
Can you prepare the text for what we are going to write in YouTube?
Yeah.
As in prepare the links and have a text.
Is the only thing for the description below?
For the description of the video in the YouTube, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Because you spoke about a lot of links and references.
And they're all there.
Oh, okay, then in the bottom.
No, at the top. At the top, it's the list of all the things I talked about. They're all links. Okay. Let me say the ending and that's it. Okay, yes.